विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. Hare Krishna Mataji, please try it.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Can you hear me? Just a second. Let me check if I'm.
I do, yes.
Okay. So I was just thinking that maybe I was on mute. Okay, so I will recite 26, 27, and 28. Mukta sango naham vadi dhrutyutsaha samanvitaha siddhya siddhyor nirvikara karta satvika uchyate ragi karma phale prepsyur लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षशोकन्वितः कर्ता राजस परिकीर्तितः अयुक्तः प्राकृतस्तब्धः शठो नैकृतिकोलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. हरि बोल.
Beautiful, nice.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Start reading text number 28. Mukrasanganahvadi dhritutsaha samanvitah siddhya siddhyor nirvikarah karta satvika uchyate. Text number 27. Ragi karma phala प्रेप्सर लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः प्रकृति परिकीर्तितः. Text number 28. अयुक्तः प्राकृतः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिकोलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. हरे कृष्ण.
मुक्त संगो न अहंवादी धृत्युत्सान समन्वितः सिद्धयो यो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विकः. Text number 27. रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सुलुब्धो हिंसात्मको अशुचिः हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः. Text number 28. अयुक्तः प्राकृतिः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिको अलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Sorry, I joined late. Text number 18.26. Mukta sango nahanvadi दुत्युत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्या सिद्ध्यनो विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते. 27. रागी कर्म फलैर्पेप्स्युर्लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षोत्शोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः. श्लोक नंबर 28. अयुक्तः प्राकृतः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिकोलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. हरे कृष्ण.
Nice.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat pranam. Text number 26. मुक्तसंगो न संवादी धृत्युत्साह समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्योर्निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते. रागी कर्म फलप्रेप्स्युः लुब्धो हिंसात्मको शुचिः हर्षशोकान्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः. अयुक्तः प्राकृतः स्तब्धः शठो नैष्कृतिको लसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते। हरे कृष्ण।
Very classical, Mata. Beautiful.
This is Ashwini. मुक्त संजः अनहंवादी धृति उत्साह समन्वितः सिद्धि असिद्धियो निर्विकारः कर्ता सात्विकः उच्यते रागी कर्म फल प्रेप्सुः लुब्धः हिंसा आत्मकः अशुचिः हर्षशोक अन्वितः कर्ता राजसः परिकीर्तितः अयुक्तः प्राकृतः स्तब्धः शठः नैकृतिकः अलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामसः उच्यते। हरे कृष्ण।
Good try.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, everyone, for reading. So, we will see all these three shlokas. 18.26, word to word meaning. Mukta Sango, so liberated from all material association. Anahanvadi means without false ego. Dhruti means with determination. Utsaha and great enthusiasm. Samanvitaha qualified. Siddhi in perfection. Asiddhiyo means and failure. So Siddhi means in perfection and Asiddhayo means in failure. Nirvikaraha means without change. Karta worker. Sat, Satvikaha in mode of goodness. Uchyate is said to be. So Mukta Sango Aham Vadi Dhrutyutsaha समन्वितः सिद्ध्य सिद्ध्योर्निर्विकार कर्ता सात्विक उच्यते. So one who performed his duty without association with the mode of material nature, without false ego, with great determination and enthusiasm, and without wavering in success or failure, is said to be a worker in a mode of goodness. 27. Ragi means very much attached. Karmaphala, the fruit of the work. Then Tripeshu means desiring. Labdva, greedy. Himsatmakam means always envious. Asuchihi, unclean. Harsha Shoka, Anvitaha means subject to joy and sorrow. Karta, such a worker. Rajasaha, in the mode of a passion. Parikirtitaha means is declared. So ragi karma phala preptur labdho hinsatmako suchihi asuchihi harsha shokanvitah karta rajasa parikirtitaha. The worker who is attached to the work and the fruit of the work, desiring to enjoy those fruits, and who is greedy, always envious, impure, and moved by joy and sorrow, is said to be in a mode of a passion. 28. Ayyuktaha means not referring to the scriptural injunction. Prakrutaha means materialistic. Shabdaha, Tabdaha means abstain. Shatho means deceitful. Naishkrutya means expert in insulting other. Alasam means lazy. Vish, Vishadi. Vishadi means morose. Dirghasutri means procreationating. Cha also. Karta worker. Tamasah in the mode of ignorance. Uchyate is said to be. So अयुक्तः प्राकृतस्तब्ध शठो नैष्कृति कोलसः विषादी दीर्घसूत्री च कर्ता तामस उच्यते. The worker who is always engaged in a work against the injunctions of the scripture, who is materialistic, obstinate, cheating, and expert in insulting others, and who is lazy, always morose, and procrastinating, is said to be a worker in a mode of ignorance. Hari Hari. So we have three purports. Valli Mataji, Ashwini Mataji, and Harshita Mataji. Can you please take turn and read this purport? 26, 27, and 28. We have three purports.
Sure, Mataji. You can read number 26. A person in Krishna consciousness is always transcendental to the material modes of nature. He has no expectations for the result of the work entrusted to him because he is above false ego and pride. Still, he is always enthusiastic till the completion of such work. He does not worry about the distress undertaken. He is always enthusiastic. He does not care for success or failure. He is equal in both distress and happiness. Such a worker is situated in the mode of goodness. Hare Krishna.
Ashwini Mataji, would you like
Yes.
to read?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Text purport 27. A person is too much attached to a certain kind of work or to the result because he has too much attachment for materialism or hearth and home, wife, and children. Such a person has no desire for higher elevation in life. He is simply concerned with making his world as materially comfortable as possible. He is generally very greedy and he thinks that anything attained by him is permanent and never to be lost. Such a person is envision of others and prepared to do anything wrong for sense gratification. Therefore, such a person is unclean and he does not care whether his earnings is pure or impure. He is very happy if his work is successful and very much distressed when his work is not successful. Such is the worker in the mode of passion. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. Thank you, Mataji. Harshita Mataji, are you there? Okay, anybody else would like to read this purport? Last purport 28.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Harshita reading, Mataji.
And strategy.
27, 28.
Krishna Prabhupada by Prabhupada ki jai. In scriptural instructions, we find that sort of work should performed and what sort of work should not be performed. Those who do not care for those instructions engage in work not to be done, and such persons are generally materialistic. They work according to the modes of nature, not according to the injunctions of the scripture. Such workers are not very gentle, and generally they are always cunning and expert in insulting others. They are very lazy, even though they have some duty. They do not do it properly, and they put it aside to be done later on. Therefore, they appear to be morose. They procrastinate. Anything which can be done in an hour, they drag on for years. Such workers are situated in the mode of ignorance. Hare Krishna.
Haribo. Thank you so much, Mataji. So, just a second. I'm thinking of going over all this chapter, why we are discussing these verses. So let's do some revision of chapter 18. So if you remember that Arjun, after hearing so many things from chapter 2nd to 17 about the karma, about the Sankhya Yoga, about the mode of material nature, about the qualities of or the characteristics of the demonic people, he is again posing this question to Krishna that which one is better, sannyas or renunciation? And why is that? Because in the chapter 17, Krishna talks about the division of faith. and how the acts of charity, austerity, or the penances, sacrifices, all these are, you know, they are different, and they are giving the different result to the performer when done under the different modes. So there are three different modes, and these modes are influencing these activities. So it is Arjuna thought that, like, all these activities which are supposed to be really good, if it is influenced by the modes, then is it better to give up all these activities and accept a sannyas? Because Arjuna's understanding is still that, like, sannyas means sannyas order of life means that, like, giving up all your duties, karma, family, everything, and living in a secluded place where you can dedicate your body and mind in the meditation to achieve the last purushartha, that is the moksha. That is the understanding of the Arjuna. So he thought, like, maybe sannyas is better instead of doing these activities which are under the influence of three modes. But the Supreme Personality of a Godhead, and why is again Arjuna's this thinking is, we know that, like, in the very first chapter, he is showing his distress that I don't want to do war because sin will occur to me, sin will occur to all Pandavas. So the Supreme Personality of a Godhead says that, like, those who are very learned, they are not, you know, they are not they learn that they are not the body, they are just a Brahman. And then they think that there is no use of doing these duties, and they choose the path of the renounce order of life. So, and if it is very earlier they choose this path, then it is not very advisable, because, like, according to the Varnashram, it will come later. But here Krishna is mentioning that which is done very earlier, giving up your duties and, then accepting the sannyas. And that too, because of the various different purposes, people accept this sannyas. So mm, Arjuna is saying that the giving up all activities is what the wise people chooses. They renounce the fruit of the activity and not the activity itself. So they renounce only the result of the activity. Krishna said that we should not be renouncing the sacrifice, charity, and penances, even if we are like sannyasis, because they will even purify sannyasi. Now, what is the question? Why is the activity of sannyasis needs to be purified? Because even if you give up everything, and even if you accept the sannyas, according to Varnashram Dharma, still you continue doing various activities. You are forced to do the activities. So as long as you are in this body, you are forced to do the karma. And because the karma is activities are material, karma is classified as a material. We know that the five things are mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita about the soul, super soul, karma, kal, and fifth one is prakriti. So out of that, prakriti, kal, and karma, all these three are considered as a material. So because the activities are material and this performed by the body, which is also material, I mean, we are using material instrument, we are in this material world, all the senses are material. So whatever fruit is produced, it is also material. So even the sannyasis, they have to maintain their body and do some activities to purify that fruit of that activity, purify that. We have to do the sacrifices, austerities, and penances. And for us, grahasthas, we have to always do these activities which purify our other activities. We purify our consciousness. Actually, it's not going to nullify or purify the result of other activities. But when you do the very materialistic activities to maintain our body, then that activity somehow, this impurity comes to our mind, comes to our body. So we need to do this sacrifice, charity, and penances to purify our soul. And that is what Krishna is saying. And then only a purified soul, which is like completely purified, all his activities are purified, his mind, his consciousness, his chitta, his buddhi, ahankar, everything is purified, he is eligible to achieve the divya gyan or a knowledge. And that knowledge is the knowledge about the absolute, and that is ultimately purpose of our life. Arjuna's concern was that like sin will occur and I will go down to the hellish planet, and I'll be because I'll be doing the kind of adharma by killing my own teacher and guru, and by doing those and all those reasons are ultimately he's saying that I will go far away from my goal, I will go far away from getting the knowledge about the absolute truth, or like going back to engage into the Krishna service. So once I'm impurified, like once this activity will impurify my consciousness, then I will not be able to serve properly. So that is a concern of Arjuna behind saying all those statements in the first chapter. So he wants to not get involved in the activities which are producing impure fruits. Now Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that don't worry, if you do even war or like even some simple act of like eating or maintaining your body by determining the or by determining the consciousness with which you are acting or doing these activity, you will be either get entangled or you will be still free. You can be separate from that activities. Even if you kill someone, you will be not entangled. And even if you are eating some food, still you can get entangled. So um, gravity of the I'm showing the activities which are like too extreme. Eating something is like our right, we feel it is such a simple act. We are not harming anyone or anything. And killing someone is like really a abominable activity according to our dharma. We should not be harming anyone. But Krishna is saying that whatever is a consciousness in which you are situated while doing this activity, that is what will determine if you will get entangled into it, or it will free you. So as long as we are in this material body, we are doing these activities, right? Even eating, everything, and these activities are influenced by these three modes. But how acting in mode of a goodness can still keep us detached and disentangled. So here I'm saying acting in a mode of goodness, we should be going beyond these three modes, but whatever so far description Krishna is giving, he is giving that in a mode of goodness is still better. You will not get entangled. That is what he is explaining to Arjuna. Then the later part will come, you can go beyond that. So Krishna is again and again convincing Arjuna, or he's declaring or he's telling to us also that we can do this duty of fighting or our all our duties and without being getting entangled. So renunciation or prescribed duties, Krishna is asking Arjuna to do these. And under prescribed duties, first of all, he was saying that like these three activities are very, very important. You must do that is sacrifices, penances, and charity. That is also duty of each and every person to do something to other. We always say here in this America also that give back to the society. So this is the culture, or this is there in every society, that giving something back. But apart from that, according to the varna and ashram, also there are some duties and there are some prescribed duties. And Arjuna's prescribed duties right now as a kshatriya to fight here, and that is what Krishna is convincing Arjuna how he should fight. So Krishna talks about these three modes of material nature, how they are affecting these activities and the doer of the activities. And then because they are affected, the result will come differently. So here Krishna is analyzing and dividing action and the doer. And he says that it makes a huge difference. The mode makes in one's disposition and destination. So Arjuna can work in detachment and can still stay disentangled. So I'm repeating this again and again, again and again, because I just want to make sure that you understand that how important it is to learn these three modes, how they are influencing. So it's very interesting that Krishna is explaining or classifying not just a doer. He's not just saying one statement that, oh, doer is like, into these three modes, like goodness doer, passion doer, and ignorance doer. I mean, that is what exactly we read these three verses toward today. But he started classifying these activities like, long back. He's classifying the activities also, action also, knowledge also. Then he will later say that determination is also of three kinds. So everything separately Krishna is classifying. Is not, because each and everything we must understand that, like, under the influence, how is, you know knowledge is divided, how under the influence how action can be divided, under the influence how doer can be divided. So he is showing the difference to Arjuna and also to all reader of the Bhagavad Gita, to so that we will identify easily that under which mode we are currently working. Because if we think that, oh, I'm doing charity, I'm worshipping some deities, some devatas, and that must be, under the mode of goodness. But no, Krishna is saying that, like, what is the consciousness behind that? Are you doing this charity thinking that, like, I want something back or I want fame? Then that is not right. So even if, like, these actions seems to be really good actions, but what is the consciousness behind that is very, very important. And that is the reason Krishna is literally talking about the actions, doers, knowledge, everything. So I will just in short connect this all, and you know uh, first, let's see why Krishna is again and again saying that. So Arjuna is thinking that I will be responsible of killing these people. I'm the one who is going to enjoy the result. So it's about I, me, mine, and this is exactly what we also think all the time. Even if I'm learning Bhagavad Gita from last 14, 15 years, reading it regularly, but still it comes into our mind that this is mine, this is not, this is my children, and somewhere this, immediate or extended ego is always there. So Krishna start talking to Arjuna by explaining, like, these saying that, like, you are not a doer when you are saying that, like, this is me, mine, I am doing these actions. These are out of ignorance. These are out of false ego. So due to the false ego, we think that, like, I am the only doer. But first Krishna explained that there are five doers. I mean, five things are there which are going to affect the result of that activity. You are not doer, only doer, and you are not someone who is separate from that action. You are influencing that action. You are one of the doer. You are not the only doer. So by giving this knowledge, I mean, this knowledge is the one which is definitely going to help us do our each and every action as a Nishkam Seva, or, like, help us get even Arjuna also come above that particular feeling that I will be doing this action, so I will go to the hellish planet or something like that. Because we also keep thinking that every action I am responsible, so we will either go in a very much, like, guilt, or we feel very proud about ourselves. So unless and until you come out of this, you will not be eligible for so-called knowledge of absolute. I mean, we will not understand what Bhagavad Gita is saying to us. So, who are the doers, and, what is your role in, when you do some action? What is your role? It is very, very important to understand that, and that is what Krishna first talks about. That is very important knowledge Krishna gives, and then he says that uh, all and so now you are getting the knowledge, right? Because um, after getting this knowledge, that what is my role in this action, Krishna is saying that knowledge, object of knowledge, and knower, all these are also motivating the action, work, and the doer. Jnana, Jnaya, and Jnata. And then again, he's talking about the action, then doer of the action, and karma itself, that action itself, object of action. So going to classify all of these. So Krishna is talking about each of them separately, and now we will try to connect it. So if you see, how three modes are influencing all of these. So if a person is properly situated in a knowledge, and what knowledge Krishna is talking about in a mode of a goodness, that he sees that everyone is undivided spiritual soul, that he sees that like the same Paramatma is in everyone's heart. You can't divide the Paramatma. Whenever we see that we are Amsha of Krishna, still that Krishna is Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purna Mudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva
Uchyate.
Purnameva. Right. Sorry. So Krishna is trying to tell Arjuna that one who is situated, or the knowledge in a mode of goodness, is that which sees that same Paramatma is in everyone's heart. And if you see that, then there will not be any kind of a judging, or there will not be, he is mine and he is separate from me. These are my children. These are not my children. So automatically your action that you are performing, it is without the hatred or any kind of a attachment. There is no joy also, or there is no there is no, you will become a nirvikar. Nirvikar doesn't mean that there is no enthusiasm, or there is no it doesn't mean that you are very udasin about it, like, oh, let me not do it then, like, if the same soul is in everyone, if everything is done by Krishna, then why should even I do anything? No, the performer, knowing that same Paramatma is in everyone, but still I have some duty in this body. I have some role to perform, and that role is also given to me by Krishna. So he will do it with very what we'll say, that very determination, enthusiasm, and he will do that for duty very nicely. And thinking that like success and failure, it depends on Krishna, he will not get attached. And because he's not attached to his actions, he will not even feel any joy or any kind of a sorrow if he faces the failure or if he faces the success. So this is a perfect action. I mean, here, like, I linked the knowledge to the action itself, and then the mood of the performer, everything is linked here together. So this is a mode of goodness. But if you see the mode of passion now, so doer is attached to the result of the work, because he's having this misconception about the knowledge, and he's ready to enjoy the fruits, because um, he thinks that these fruits are coming because of my own work. He's considering himself as a doer, and because his knowledge is that knowledge which is separating him from other. He's thinking that this is my body, this is someone else's body. I love him, I hate this person. This person is useful for me, this person is harmful for me. So when this kind of a separation he's doing based on a body, so here he will face the sorrow, and he will also face the joy after his each and every performances, or after his actions. And he will also feel the envy, and he's also feel the greed, because I have something and some person is having more than me, then I want that, then there is a envy, and then there is a greed also. So this knowledge itself, like, base is the knowledge. When knowledge is wrong, that he's seeing everyone separate, then because of seeing everyone separate, he's thinking that like I'm an enjoyer and others are like to be enjoyed, or I'm going to exploit them so that my life will be more comfortable. So I will live my life for myself. So because of that false ego, he will be doing his action also in that mood. He's like each and everything, even if he's doing charity, even if he's just doing performances, everything is influenced because of this knowledge. And then in that case, where whatever action he is doing, his action is, there is so much attachment and there is so much he's so much anxiety while performing this action because he's thinking about the result all the time. And then when the result comes, he will either feel happiness or he will feel the stress or distress. Now someone will say that then what's wrong, because he's anyway feeling, sometimes he's feeling the happiness, but this is not right, that the happiness that he's feeling is very insignificant, and that is like a changing, because the moment I am getting something, maybe I'm feeling happy, but the moment I see that the other person is also getting that, then the value of my happiness will go down. So that happiness is constantly changing depending on the situation. So this happiness is temporary, it is not permanent, and this happiness is depend on the situation. So this is not the happiness we are looking for. We are looking for the happiness which is a permanent, which is free from any kind of in any situation we want the same kind of a happiness. It is not going to affect even if the others are getting, and that's why we see that some devotees, like very advanced devotees, they are happy all the time, even if the others are getting, they are happy giving this knowledge also. They don't even claim that this, these are my statements, I said it, this is my book. They just, this knowledge is for everyone. That is what they give, that is in that mood they give this knowledge, because they are now looking at everyone as a same uh, same Paramatma in everyone's heart. So they want to do good to everyone. So that is like a very wonderful knowledge, and staying in that knowledge and then achieving some kind of a happiness. It's at the totally different level than the happiness that these passionate people will experience sometimes in this material world. But because they experience even the tiny bit of that happiness, they go after that, and then life after life, they keep on doing these kind of actions which will entangle them, and they have to take birth again and again and again. Now, worse than them are the ignorant people, because they are influenced by the mode of ignorance, and they are in complete dark, and there is no purpose of doing any kind of action. Means even if they are doing the work, they are not even thinking about the fruits. They are now attached to not the fruit, but attached to the work only. And what this work is producing, they are not. They have no idea. There is no purpose. There is no idea about what kind of fruits, whether I will get the suffering, are my intentions are to enjoy, am I getting angry? They don't do any kind of analysis. And even if they sit and do the analysis, they think dharmic things are adharmic, adharmic things are dharmic. So they are thinking that, like, doing this war on behalf of the Duryodhan is the right thing. So they are standing on the adharma side. So this is what is the mentality, and this is where they are situated. So then the action is also illusion, and they, because they doesn't understand the scripture, so they don't know what is right and what is wrong. And so in a very, like whatever activity you do it in the dream. I mean, it's just an illusion, or there is a complete fog and you are walking, you don't even know where you are going. It's in that kind of a, like a foggy path, they start doing their action. They have no idea, no clue what they will get out of it. And then there is a violence involved, or there are activities which are like very wrong activities, but they don't care, and they are very dangerous to the society. And Krishna here talking about these people also, and also he spoke about this demonic mentality in 16th chapter, because again and again he is trying to show Arjuna that you're standing in front of the people who have this kind of a demonic mentality, who are completely ignorant. So it is your duty to fight to them. So in this way, that day, in every way, Krishna is explaining to Arjuna that how situated in a right knowledge, if you do the work, you are not going to be get entangled. And at the same time, if you're thinking about the bodily level, that as a Kshatriya, you have some duty to fight against these people. You are considering these people as like, my own but then look at their characteristics. They are very ignorant people and they are very dangerous to the society. So, as a king, it is your duty to fight with them. So, many different ways this knowledge is help, Krishna is using to help us also to, now this is not always about the Arjuna. It is like how we can implement this in our life. While doing this activity, we are also told, like our Gurujan, um, and in Krishna consciousness, we had been hearing so many times that you have to check your actions. That are these actions going to take me closer to Krishna? Are these actions are because dharma? We understand that dharma means serving Krishna. But if we are not still yet there, like, we are not very advanced, still, as per the Dharma, as per the Bhagavad Gita, what are our activities as a mother, as a grahastha, how we can do that, like, best way. That is what we have to see, because if you do that action according to the Dharma, they will definitely purify your heart. And in purify heart, this Krishna will come and sit down. Krishna will come and he will reveal knowledge. He will reveal who you are, and whatever is our aim, that goal we will achieve it. So that is what is my understanding till this 28 verses. Any comment? Please feel free to talk.
Hare Krishna Mataji, very, very nicely explained the chapter gist and everything. Yeah, as you said, it is not for Arjuna, it is for us. We have to implement. And we are not taking any sannyas, but we have to have the mind of sannyasi within ourselves. So how to reaffirm every day. It is like whenever we go to sleep, the body is waking up in a virginal state. That's what happening, because what all we read, what all we do, what all we learn in the previous day, it is maybe that is the Maya covering in the Kali Yuga. So these classes are very, very helpful. And even if we are doing this 26, 27, we have to know what went through these 20 slokas also. So you gave a great summary, Mataji. That's very nice. Helpful to you.
Thank you,
Helpful to
Mataji.
everyone here. Thank you, Mataji. Sorry, I have to leave right now. I just want to say Dandvat pranams to everyone in the class. I have to go to temple. So, Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam, Mataji. Thank you.
So
Anybody else?
in this centuries, Mataji, this message was given on the Yuga. So in the present time, is the sannyas is important or tyag is important? Could you elaborate this a little bit?
So in every yuga, even in Dwapar Yuga also, Krishna was saying that tyag is important. Sannyas is not important. Tyag means like renouncing the fruit of the action and still performing the action as if we are doing our duty. I mean, understanding that, like, actions are influenced by the mode of goodness. I mean, we should be situated in a proper knowledge. Our actions should be the actions that they are talking about in a mode of goodness. In that way, we should do our actions and give up like all the fruits and everything. So, Nishkam Karma Yoga is what recommended. That is a tyag. That is what is highly recommended by Krishna. And sannyas is not recommended in this yuga. Or you do the tyag, and that is what is a sannyas. Sitting at home, you can take a sannyas by acting in the way Krishna is explaining here.
So my question is, the Krishna consciousness, ISKCON is performing duties and wearing saffron clothes and giving up this beautiful job. There's highly educated people in ISKCON groups, very, very highly educated, give up their jobs and join with the wearing saffron clothes. Do you think that's appropriate, or there must be their detachment should be inner detachment and perform their duties, do their work, do the jobs, and join the ISKCON, become Krishna consciousness? Which one is better?
So it depends on like, I mean, I don't want to comment on whoever took the sannyas or like not, but for it depends on the adhikar. I mean, where how much they progressed in their spiritual life. Um, Krishna is talking about like Varnashram Dharma, there also, when we talk about four different ashram, complete your duties as a brahmachari, as a grahastha, then as a vanaprastha. And why we are supposed to go through all these three ashramas, so that we will be purified, elevated, we will come to certain stage where we have a adhikar to take now sannyas, and that's when we take the sannyas. And then again, sannyas also, there are four different sannyas, right? We know that like first is cut. I don't remember the first three, but they are like, staying in a close by villages and Katuki, and then Parivrajaka and then Paramahansa. Parivrajaka is the one who are becoming like, Acharya, going town to town to give this teaching. So sannyasis are also different kinds. Some stays in Himalayas and they don't come out and they just engage themselves completely. So that kind of sannyas is also there. But when Prabhupada took the sannyas, that time he was done with all his duty, materialistic duty, and he thought like it is important now for me to spread this knowledge, and that's the reason he detached himself completely from the household activities by accepting the saffron clothes and for the greater purposes. And many of the ISKCON devotees whom you see in the saffron clothes, they are doing great work. I mean, that I don't think that it is possible staying in a grahastha life and doing. But our adhikar is like right now, if someone ask me to take a sannyas, am I still elevated till that point that like, am I purified? No, not yet. So for me, tyag is recommended, or like, staying at home. And tyag is also like very high. We are saying it so easily, but even that is also not very easy to, give up your fruit. I mean, active, whatever fruits you are getting. You are getting like your salary. You are getting your childrens are born. Are you giving up? Are you giving your children like, just go and completely, you also do the brahmacharya ashram, dedicate your life. No, people still have that attachment. So we are still have that attachment. So with whatever we have, whatever adhikar is there, we have to do using that situation, progress ourselves. I think those who took the sannyas, their Guru Maharaj must have seen that their adhikar is like, maybe they can do the greater good to the society people, and they are at that level that there is uh, that they can become a parivrajaka acharya, means they can go town to town and spread this Krishna consciousness, and that's why this sannyas is given to them. So I met with one person 4 weeks back, and he visited our town, and last year, that's what he was just he told me that last year I turned 50, and from the age 18 till 50, I did study of all these scriptures very scrutinizingly. And at the age of 15, my 50, sorry, 18 to 50, and at the age of 50, my Guru Maharaj, because he is very old now, he chose his few students and gave them adhikar to become a guru now. So he said that the moment I was given that adhikar, means my guru is saying that like now I can become a guru. He was a CEO of a very known company in Silicon Valley. He was CEO, not even just a simple worker. But he said that I then thought like to do this duty properly, now I will stop performing my CEO duties. He gave up his resign his job. He completely absorbed himself into whatever knowledge he gained from his guru. When he realized, he started now propagating his guru's. It is different sampradaya. It is not ISKCON, my guru's sampradaya, and when he talks, he refers so many scripture, all the Vedas, Upanishads, Kathopanishad, Mundaka, and he's so well versed in all of them. So he was preparing himself from the age of 18 till 50. But then when he thought that it is the right moment, he gave up, his that job. But again, he's staying with his family. He's not a sannyasi. So he's doing his duty as a father, as a husband. But then he gave up his job. He like taking the responsibility, as a CEO for you don't just work for 8 hours. It's like 24 hours job. Then how will you spread the Guru's message? So in life, there will be a day when you will feel that I'm prepared, I'm well prepared to spread my guru's message. And now this materialistic activities and materialistic things are coming in between my path. So is it okay if I can keep it away? Still, my grahastha life is not disturbed or my other life is not disturbed, and I can do it. So it is a very wise decision, and it should not be taken in just because others are taking, let me take. So I can't comment on each and everyone, but whoever I had seen so far, their Guru Maharaj is thinking that they are eligible, then they must be eligible. And they are not taking the sannyas that we know in the Satya Yuga or Treta Yuga, where they will go and sit in a what we call as a Himalayas or in a jungle. But they are like a Narad Muni, they are like a Vyasa Muni. So they are spreading. So Vyasa Muni was not a sannyasi, but he did all this work and he was not doing like a household activities. Even the child he gave the birth to child just because he wanted someone to accept his Srimad Bhagvatam knowledge. So being in sannyas, being in grahastha, still he can consider as a sannyasi. His actions are like that. But
Yeah, because my observation, maybe I could be wrong, but my observation, I see that ISKCON is struggling for the Lakshmi, Many centers are struggling for the Lakshmis. And men see, I could be wrong, okay? Don't call me wrong. Just correct me if I'm wrong. So many youngsters are becoming sannyasi, giving up their jobs. And instead, their Guru Maharaj can guide them to work and become sannyas, stay grostha, and work and whatever amount of one they want to donate or help the temples. It could be easier than struggling real bad for the temples,
yeah,
You know.
yeah,
I see very highly, very intelligent
yeah, yeah,
people are
yeah,
giving up their jobs, and here
yeah.
then we struggling for pennies, So
But if you see that, there are so many devotees, I mean, now in ISKCON is so widely spread. If you consider, percentage wise, there are just 1 or 2% who are taking this sannyas. If you see that there are so many grahasthas are there still in ISKCON. So,
yeah, but the most intelligent ones is giving up the job. That's the
yeah.
problem.
So Brahmanas, like most intelligent one, we need to guide, all the rest of the people who are in a mode of passion and ignorance still, and they are in ISKCON, but they are still in a grahastha life. They're still struggling. They still don't have a knowledge. So we need like a very expert and intelligent guide. And so Brahmanas, the uppermost class, is intelligent class who is giving knowledge to everyone, and they don't earn for material gain or like anything. The others are supposed to, the Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra are supposed to do the rest of the work. So it seems like rightly, because if we think that highly intelligent person are involved in the job and they are, so there will be hardly any who will spread this knowledge properly, right? I was just checking this Chaitanya Charandas Prabhuji's book, or who is a Vikas Prabhu's Vikas Prabhu is learning Bhagavad Gita. Sorry, Bhakti Vaibhav course from whom Vikas Prabhu? I was just referring to Subodhini. All are these IITs, and the way they are explaining, analyzing Bhagavad Gita, these purports, it is absolutely amazing. And the way you go through that, and you will come to know so quickly. So I just felt it like I have to really thank them that We are ready to do all these sacrifices so that we will have these books in our hand and can, understand Bhagavad Gita properly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, when you were discussing, I was thinking about the verse number 6.32, Atmopamena on page number 285. Atmopamena sarvata samam pashyati Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukam sayogi paramamata. One of the very most beautiful verse, I would call, one of the diamonds of the
6 point which one, Prabhuji?
285, 6.32.
6.32. No, my Bhagavad Gita is different, so that's why. It is on
Page number
302. 302. Okay. For me, it is 302. Atmaipannyena sarvatra samam pashyati yo Arjuna sukham va yadi va dukkham sa yogi paramo mataha. He is a perfect yogi who, by comparison of his own self, sees the true equality of all beings in both their happiness and their distress, O Arjuna. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Anybody else? Any comment? Vikas Prabhu, are you there? Surinder Bhandari ji, Ashwini Mata ji, Nikunj Das Prabhu ji. If there is anyone, please you can comment and
No, Mataji, no questions or comments. Very nicely explained everything and linked everything. Hare Krishna.
Hari Bol. Still, I was thinking about it that I should be making like big chart and keep it in front of me. That will be easy because I did, though I wrote little bit points today, but and I made one chart for my Guru Maharaj that goodness, passion, and ignorance. Then doer, everything like a knowledge, everything is fit into it. But still, uh, Subodhini and all these books, they are so amazing the way they described, very nice.
That Subodhini is in English or in other language as well?
It's in other language too. I have a Marathi in for Srimad Bhagvatam. I have only for Srimad Bhagvatam. I don't have for Bhagavad Gita, but I want to get it from India. We don't get it here, but yeah. But I was referring to Chaitanya Charandas Prabhuji's two books where he comments on Bhagavad Gita. So yeah, we will, yeah.
So
Okay.
Mataji, the name of the Acharya is Gauranga Darshan Das. Das Prabhu, he is part of Bhaktivedanta Vidyapit. So from, they run it close to Bombay. He's very, very knowledgeable, articulate, and deep in his understanding of concepts.
Is it the devotee of Krishna, ISKCON or not? Different?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. Gauranga Darshan Das, you can check. And then Gita Subodhini, what I was looking for so many days. Now we are on chapter 18. So, but then he wrote like on every scripture, like, even Ishopanishad, Chaitanya, Subodhini. But Bhagavad Subodhini, we are referring for Bhakti Vaibhav. So that's how I came across these books. So. But yeah, so people like him because they're, the highly educated, highly intelligent, they are able to really analyze and get the essence out of all these purports, all these scriptures, and give it like in a small plate to us, so that like now at least we should be able to enjoy it, relish it. So I also used to think that why giving up all the IITs and all, but then it's very important that they are the one who must guide others who are like, not yet pure. And because we are not yet pure, we don't even understand Prabhupada's purport correctly, even if it is written clearly. So we need all the time someone who can help us understand these.
Yeah, in the simplest way, it's a better way. So people like me in the not the intelligent level can understand it, Mataji.
No, but Sabuji, don't say that. It's
Some are
not even
very,
about like so much understanding. It's about like, having strong faith and just engaging in Krishna. Ultimately, all the essence of Bhagavad Gita is Sarva Dharman Parityaja and just engage in the Hare
yeah,
Krishna
just
chanting.
know the
That is the
Krishna.
only thing Prabhupada had to say. But for that, he wrote so many books to explain that because we don't understand
Yeah.
one-liner. Because we have
Yeah.
a brain, mind, and we need some engagement. So we do study and we just feel that it's somehow our ahankar also is there. But we want to engage all the time our mind and intelligence, and that's why we do this Bhakti Vaibhav, all the classes, in a way to get the knowledge, but also to engage our intelligence. Otherwise, it will go here and there. So, yeah.
So it's very appropriate for them to study 632, Yeah. I mean, the simplest, easiest way, because intelligent people are only few percent, maybe 4 or 5% of the total populations. Rest 95% are very simple, common people. They need to know more about the Krishna consciousness, right?
Yeah, right. And for them only, we need guide.
Yes, simple guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you very much, Mata.
Thank
So
you.
kind of you,
Thank you so much for giving me opportunity to talk today morning. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Is there any last comment or I will end it here?
Oh, one thing I want to know, do we gonna have a Gita recitation on 11th? Do you know anything about it?
I don't know yet, but I think we are like every time we do. Maybe we will start at 7:20 sometimes that time. But
Oh,
definitely it is going to be there. Yeah.
on
I
everyday
mean,
chanting, we have
yes,
recitations. I didn't see any
right.
information.
Yeah, there is no message yet. Maybe I will ask Adigadadar Prabhu to post something.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Hari Bol, Hare
Hari
Krishna.
Bol.
Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
Sindhu
sindhubhyev cha पतितानां
Patitanam Pavan
पावनेषु
Vaishnavedvyo.
वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय।
Jai,
नामाचार्य श्री लालदास ठाकुर की जय, श्रील
Jai,
प्रभुपाद की जय, भगवत
Jai,
गीता की जय,
Jai.
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, ऑल द
Jai,
आचार्य की जय।
Jai.
राधे
Harshita
राधे।
Mata
Hare
Ji ki
Krishna.
Ji ki
jai.
Jai.
Harshita Mata. Hare
Hari
जय
Bol,
जय।
Hari
हरि
Bol.
हरि बोल।
Hare.
Hare Krishna.
Hare